Today we're going to continue our work with similar figures. As you know, similar figures are the same shape, although they are different sizes, and the corresponding sides of similar figures are proportional to one another. This is how we're going to be able to solve for the length of a missing side. Let's say you have two similar rectangles, ABCD and WXYZ. ABCD is the larger one, WXYZ is the smaller. We want to be able to find out how long side WX is, but we don't really have a way to figure that out. We do know that ABCD is similar and that side AB corresponds to WX. We can solve this with a proportion. Once again, we are able to highlight corresponding sides of these rectangles. We know that AB corresponds to WX, and we know that BC corresponds to XY. As we set up our proportion, it's important to keep our ratios consistent. Here we'll be using the tops of our ratios for all of the short side lengths and the bottoms for long side lengths. We'll use the left-hand ratio for rectangle ABCD and the right hand for WXYZ. It's very important to make sure that the lengths that you are measuring for each side are placed in the proper location in the proportion. For the side we don't know, we'll use a variable, in this case x. Really, you can use whatever variable you like, but x is a good all-purpose one. We'll use cross multiplication to solve the proportion. X times 4 is 4x, and 8 times 3 is 24. If we divide both sides by 4, this gives us x equals 6. We know that the side length of WX is 6. Here's another example. We see that rectangle 1 and rectangle 2 are similar to each other, although one of them is tipped over. We see that rectangle 1 has a length of 10 and a width of 2. Rectangle 2 has a width of 3, and we don't know how long it is. Recognizing that some of these sides are longer and some of these sides are shorter, we're able to figure out that the 10 length side and the unknown length side on rectangle 2 are corresponding to each other. Also, rectangle 1's 2 length side and rectangle 2's 3 length side correspond to each other because those are both the short sides of their respective rectangles. Setting up a proportion, we'll make sure that we know exactly where each measurement should go. We'll keep the long edges on the top of our proportion and the short edges on the bottom. We'll use the left-hand ratio for rectangle 1 and the right-hand ratio for rectangle 2. So now we see that 10 over 2 equals our unknown a over 3. Using cross multiplication, we see that 2 times a is 2a, and 10 times 3 is 30. Solving for a, we divide both sides by 2, and we see that a equals 15. So the unknown length of rectangle 2 is 15 units. One last tip. Always remember that it doesn't matter which way a rectangle is pointed. Long sides will always correspond to long sides, and short sides will always correspond to short sides. Good luck!